A bag has 56 ounces of tomatoes. How many pounds of tomatoes does the bag have? It has 56 ounces and we have to convert it into pounds. What we have to find is pounds. So let us write pounds equals total divided by ounces in 1 pound. The formula is pound equals total divided by ounces in 1 pound. What is the total? The total is 56. So that is a total which is 56. And ounces in 1 pound is 16. 1 pound has 16 ounces in it. Okay, so let us substitute total 56 divided by 16 ounces in 1 pound. When we divide, this is a dividend, 16 is the divisor. How many 16 goes in 56? 316 goes in 56 because 16 times 3 is 48. So put the 3 in the quotient and write 48. The next step is to subtract 56 minus 48. When we subtract, we get 8. And 8 is a smaller number for it to be divided by 16. So we put a decimal point in the quotient. So when we put a decimal point in the quotient, you can add a 0 next to the 8. So it becomes 80. The next step is we have to find how many 16 goes in 80. We know that 16 times 5 is 80. So put a 5 next to the decimal point and write 80 down here. Subtract 80 minus 80, same number minus same number is 0. The answer is 3.5 pounds. The bag has 3.5 pounds of tomatoes. This is the statement you have to write at the end of the problem. Okay, so the total here is 35 days. The total is shown in the tape diagram, which is 35. And we have to convert the 35 into weeks. 35 days into weeks. Let us write the formula. Number of weeks equals total divided by number of days in 1 week. Now let us substitute. For total, we know it is 35. And days in 1 week is 7. So when we divide, write the dividend inside, divisor outside, and where how many 7 goes in 35? Yes, 5 times 7 is 35, or 7 times 5 is 35. So write the 35 down here and subtract 35 minus 35, which is 0. So now we have converted the days into weeks. So the answer is 5 weeks. So now we have to convert 2 pints into gallons. So we have given the total is 2 pints, and to find gallons, let us write the formula. Gallons equals pint total by pint in 1 gallon. So total we know 2 divided by pint in 1 gallon. There are 8 pints in 1 gallon. So let us write that 8 down. Now we have to divide 2 by 8. So before that we can simplify 2 by 8, which is 1 by 4. I simplified it. And the next step is to divide. So write the dividend inside, which is 1, and the divisor 4 outside. Can we divide? No, it's a smaller number. So make a 0 in the quotient and write a 0 below the 1. Then you have to subtract. When you subtract, 1 minus 0 is 1. 1. And still it's a smaller number. So make a decimal. When you make a decimal on the top, you can add a 0 next to it. That is how it becomes 10. When it becomes 10, you can see how many 4 goes in 10. Yes, 2 4s goes in 10. So 4 times 2 is 8. Let us subtract. So 10 minus 8 is 2. So already we have put a decimal right there, so we can add a 0 next to this number as well. So when we add, it becomes 20. Now let us see how many 4 goes in the number 20. 4 times 5 is 20. So let us write the number 20 below and subtract. When we subtract same number minus same number, the answer is going to be 0. So the remainder is 0 and the answer is 0.25 gallons. So this is how we convert pint to gallons. We found that 2 pints has 0.25 gallons in it. Or 2 pint equals 0.25 gallons. 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. 1 foot is equal to 1 by 3 yards. 9 feet equals how much yards? 9 feet equals 9 times 1 by 3 yards. To convert feet to yards, 9 times 1 by 3 is 9 by 3. And how many 3 goes in 9? So 3. The answer is 3 yards. 14 feet is equal to how many yards? 14 feet. Feet to yards again. So 14 times 1 by 3 yards. 14 times 1 by 3 becomes 14 by 3. Now let us see how many 3 goes in 14. 4 3 goes in 14. And then there's a 2. And then there's a 2 remaining. So 3 times 4 is 12. So 4 3 goes in 14. So that is how we got this 4. And a 2 remaining. How did we get that 2? Which is 13 and 14. So this is the 2. So that 2 is right here and divided by the denominator, 3. So 14 feet equals 4 2 by 3 yards. 1 inch equals dash feet. You should know that 1 feet equals 12 inches. 1 feet has 12 inches. 1 feet has 12 inches. So to convert inch to feet, 1 inch equals 1 by 12 feet. So when you have to convert inch to feet, you have to multiply with this fraction 1 by 12. So 6 inches has to be converted. So just multiply the number 6 with the fraction 1 by 12. And 1 by 12, simplify 6 by 12, it becomes 1 by 2. And let us divide 1 divided by 2. 1 is a smaller number. So make a 0, and 1 minus 0, 2 times 0 is 0. Then 1 minus 0 is 1. And make a decimal since it's a smaller number again. So when you make a decimal, add a 0 next to it, it becomes 10. Now 2 times 5 is 10. So same number minus same number, subtract, you get a 0. So the answer is 0.5 feet. So the inch became feet. Now let us convert 24 inches to feet. So whenever you convert inches to feet, just multiply with a fraction 1 by 2. So multiply the number 24 times 1 by 2, which is 24 by 12. Now simplify it. When you simplify it, it becomes 2 feet. So inches became feet. A quick recap: 1 foot equals 1 by 3 yards. 1 inch equals 1 by 12 feet. 1 pound has 16 ounces, and 1 gallon has 8 pints. 1 week has 7 days. Here you have to convert inch to feet. The total is given, which is shown in a tape diagram. The total is 30. And when we convert from inch to feet, you have to multiply with the fraction 1 by 12. Right? So let us multiply. 30 inch equals 30 times 1 by 12 feet, which is 30 by 12. And when we divide 30 by 12, 30 is a dividend, 12 is the divisor. How many 12 goes in 30? 2 12 goes in 30. So just put the 2 and write 2 times 12 is 24, write the number 24. And then subtract. When you subtract 30 minus 24, it becomes 6, which is again a small number for dividing by 6. So make a decimal on the top. When you make a decimal on the top, you add a 0 next to it. So it becomes 60. Now you see how many 12 goes in 60. 5 12 goes in 60. So write the 60 below that 60 and subtract. Same number minus same number. 60 minus 60 is 0. So the answer is in the quotient, 2.5 feet. So inch became feet. So in this problem, we'll see how to convert ounces to pounds. 1 pound has 16 ounces, right? So we have to find pounds. So write the formula: pounds equals total by the value of pound in 1 ounce. So the total here is, we know it is 4, and the pound in 1 ounce is 16. So write the 16 below and the total 4 on the top. Let us divide. It is 1 by 4, and the pound is converted to ounces. Here again, pound to ounces. So let us use the formula. We have to find pounds. So let's write pound equals total by ounces in 1 pound. Total, we know it's given right here. 54, write the 54 on the top, and ounces in 1 pound, we know it's 16, so write the 16 in the bottom. So 54 divided by 16. Let's divide. When we divide, let's see how many 16 goes in 54. The 16 goes in 54. So 16 times 3 is 48, right? The 48. And subtract 54 minus 48, you get 6. 6 is a smaller number. So we make a decimal on the top. When you make a decimal, put a 0 next to it and it becomes 60. Now see how many 16 goes in 60. 5. 16 times 5 is 60. So write the 60 down there and then subtract. 60 minus 60 is 0. Now, so the answer is in the quotient, which is 3.5 pounds. So this is how we convert ounces to pounds. In this question, let us see to convert gallons to quarts. We should know that there are 4 quarts in 1 gallon. The total is given, which is 25. Let us write the formula to find gallons. Gallon equals total divided by quarts in gallons. We know the total as 25 and quarts in gallons is 4. So 25 divided by 4. When we divide 25 by 4, we get the answer 6.25. So gallons is converted to, quarts is converted to gallons. So the next question, we have to convert 12 ounces to pounds. We know that 1 pound is equal 16 ounces. To find the pounds, let us write the formula. Pound equals total, which is this 12, divided by ounces in pound, 1 pound. There are 16 ounces in 1 pound. So let us write the 16 below. So 12 divided by 16, let's divide and find out. 12 is the dividend, 16 is the divisor. When we divide, we get the answer 0.75, which is the quotient. So that is how ounces is converted to pounds. So the next question, 3 quarts has to be converted to gallons. So we know that the total is 3 quarts and how much gallon it is. So to find the gallons, let's write the formula. Gallon equals total divided by quarts in 1 gallon. We know that there are 4 quarts in 1 gallon, right? So the total here is 3 divided by number of quarts in 1 gallon is 4. So 3 divided by 4, when we divide, 3 is the dividend, 4 is the divisor, and when we divide, we get 0.75. The answer is 0.75 gallons. That is how quarts is converted to gallons. So in this problem, pint has to be converted to quarts. Pint has to be converted to quarts. So quarts equals total divided by number of pints in 1 quart. So the total is 17. Pints in 1 quart is 2. So when we divide, we get 8.5 quarts. That is how pints are converted to quarts. The next problem, 19 cups is given, which is the total. And we have to convert the cups to pints. So let us write the formula. Pints equals total divided by cups in 1 pint. The number of cups in 1 pint is 2. We know that the total from the tape diagram, which is 19. A number of cups in one pint divided by 2. When 19 is divided by 2, the quotient is 9.5. This is how the cups is converted to pints.